It lies unkempt, forgotten, but with a deadly secret. Over 400 people were shot dead.
These are people who were mobilized from Acholi sub-region, Lamwo sub-region, Teso sub-region, and West Nile sub-region.
We meet up with Abdul, a witness to what was described by a lone survivor as a horrific mass murder. In 1971, Abdul was a teacher. It was holiday time. He was at his home in the teacher's quarters when he noticed something amiss in one of the classrooms at the school.
April the 16th, we saw vehicles of the troops of the Uganda Army with the APC, 4 of them. They were arriving here in the school, and then when they arrived in the school with some of the people who are crying inside.
Abdul knew better than to exercise his authority.
We were very afraid. We took refuge in the bush because we didn't know actually what was happening.
A grass-thatched classroom used to stand here where this building is. In it, they were piled.
They had been moving to and fro at least 4 times.
In the evening of the 16th day of April, Abdul witnessed another movement.
They had been taking those captives from the schoolhouse where they have dumped them to Konagwech.
Konagwech, a vast piece of land from which the owners were chased.
The first group dug their own grave, then they were shot. We had series of gunshots.
They would line them up along the grave and then shoot them up and they would fall into the grave.
These two were later brought to Konagwech.
They were not buried. They rotted there until the liberation war overthrew Amin.
Like is the case with mass shootings, there is always the miraculous survivor buried among the dead. One man managed to crawl through.
That person was kept by the late Emmanuel Moya, where some of the information were collected, but it was not fully. Bad enough that Moya passed away, we did not collect enough information.
But later on, they learned how and why the movement was started.
When there was a move to overthrow the Amin government, there was a kind of conscription which was done secretly within the country. So they were trying to move northward, because in the first place they tried from Tokola, the move failed. So they were trying to move it through Sudan, then to Kenya, then back that way.
Little did they know that it was to their deaths.
They were taken to meet Uganda troops at the border at a place called Lataro, where they were captured and kept captive until they arrived here and met their death.
If the classrooms were not destroyed, you'll find writings that these captives left on the classrooms. Pray for us. We are dying for our country.
This priest, the headmaster of this school who witnessed the movement of vehicles and was a pupil here at the time, says these exist no more.
No. This was same buildings. The wall are very weak and has not been destroyed.
And just like that, history was destroyed. Decades later, and the residents in Lamwo district want a national monument to be constructed here. Here, where lies over 400 people who were killed during Idi Amin's regime. They have started reflecting after peace got restored. And they think it's time they started remembering their fallen.
Now the government should at least do something for their memory, because we learned that they were trying to go and relieve Uganda from terrorism, that Amin tyranny.
Those who were part of the liberation struggle that time, particularly those who know the people who were killed, come out with the list, the names of those who were killed in this mass grave, so that when we are constructing the monument, we print out their names and where they come from.
The now unkempt monument that stands was erected by the Obote II government in 1981. The day was observed for a long time, but it soon paled in comparison with the LRA brutality.
Joseph Kony and his men massacred 450 innocent civilians in the sub-counties of Lukung, Padibe and Palabak.
They want a monument set up to remember these two.
Now, the most serious one was the last one that the president talked about. There were people who were killed, or there were people who were tortured, and everybody kept quiet, and he ordered the army to investigate and make sure we know where those incidents happened. And so I'm sure government is following up everything.
Do we expect to see some monuments? Because these are things that people need.
Oh yes, not only from government, but all well-wishers, but of course government is the lead agency.
For now, they keep the memory of those who died by once in a while slashing the tall grass lest someone turns it into a garden. Florence Alimba, NTV in Lamwo District.